I think the first question that most founders have is when is the right time to incorporate? Should I incorporate sooner rather than later? Should I wait, 6 months before I have a product when I'm signing on customers? What are those sort of the pros and cons? How should we think about this?
Well, and that's a question a lot of entrepreneurs ask. Like I said, for an entrepreneur, most entrepreneurs start with their, where they're bootstrapping their venture. They haven't raised money, capital from outside source. So the capital is, whatever capital they have, they want to use that to build a team, to build a product. And so one of the questions that they tend to ask is, hey, when should I incorporate? When should I spend the limited capital I have to form a company, to hire a lawyer for doing that, and incur legal fees towards that? And my answer to that is that, why do you incorporate? Well, there are a few reasons why you want to incorporate. One is, the incorporation brings you a limitation of liability. Your personal assets are no longer at risk. So it brings you that the insurance sort of. The second is there are tax reasons for that, right? I mean, you want to, if you wait too long, there's already value in the company or in the product that you've generated. It becomes difficult then to bring on, co-founders, or there are tax consequences that you have to think about to bring on co-founders and other team members if you've waited too long to incorporate and issue equity. The third is very, very important. You want the intellectual property that you're creating, and we are talking of tech startups here. So one of the main assets for a tech startup is the intellectual property, the product that they're trying to create. It's very important, and I can't stress enough that it's for investors, and this happens right through the various phases of the company. The investors want to make sure that the intellectual property belongs to the company. It rests with the company. So if you have not, if you started working with a team, you've hired one or two contractors that you're working with, and those guys did not sign any documents because they were friends, and then now they're either you can find them or they're not willing to sign a document later on, then intellectual property becomes an issue. Ownership of IP becomes an issue. And so it's important that you think about that. Then if you have a company, that's what gets you the investment. That gets you the legitimacy. When you're talking to an investor, be it friends and family investor, maybe if you're raising money from your dad, then probably it doesn't matter as much. But if you're talking to your friends, if you're talking to angel investors, they want to see a company, right? I mean, that's what they're investing in, and so you have to think about these things. And my suggestion always is that when you start, if you're working on your own, if you're trying to working in your garage and you're writing your own code, that's fine. You can do that. There is no liability, right? I mean, you are by yourself. But once you start hiring people, be it you have a co-founder with you, or even if not a co-founder, if you've just hired someone to help you with writing the code, I think you should think about informing the company at that point in time, because like I said, the cost is less. It's not that expensive, but it brings you the protection that you are no longer putting your personal assets on the line.